Alright, I did this video once already, went through the fine detail, and my little microphone thingamajigger was off. I did not know that. But I'm just going to do a quick rough up on why I took this apart. This is the one that came off of it. This is the Carter, the one that was originally on it. I rebuilt this, cleaned it. I did some cleaning in the other video. But long story short, quick video. Oh look, no, little FYI here. That is a Q-tip ear cleaner, a hollow one. You cut the ends off of it and it fits right in the can. Spray that out, make sure it's free and clear. Time before, what I did this carburetor is I took Dremel tool, wide brush. I'm not gonna do it because I already did it. And main thing, you want to get the white flaky stuff out. That's the main thing you want, is that white flaky stuff. This carburetor is really pitted in the bottom there. Make sure that jet there is clean. Make sure that one's clean. Get you pop this out. Pop that out. 3/8 socket, deep wall socket. 3/8 deep wall socket. Screw that up. I'm not gonna do it. I did it in the other video and it didn't record the audio. This piece on some of the Zeniths and the Marvel, I can't say the last word. You can put this piece in backwards. It will go in backwards. The carburetor will go together. This one, the Carter, you cannot put this in backwards. It'll only go one way. It won't go that way. But on some of them, Marvel comes to mind, particularly. You can put that piece in backwards and the carburetor go together. And what'll happen is, I read about this all the time on forums. I've done it myself. You put the carburetor together and it'll only run on choke, full choke. Put that in backwards. It won't suck air to pull the gas in. What I thought, the problem was with this carburetor, and I took it off and I got an Amazon carburetor on it, is I put 2 different brands of needle and seat. Take the needle and seat out. You just simply pull the pin out. Pull the pin, take your needle out. Make sure when you're dealing with this old brass is that your screwdriver fits all the way across. It fits in there all the way across. Do not strip it. You take some heat. Don't be scared to put no heat on it. I mean, all your gaskets and everything will be off, and everything you're going to damage, you're going to replace anyhow. And you're going to replace it anyway, so don't worry about damaging anything. The only other the rubber gasket is there. You're going to replace that with the new needle and seat. Heat it some right here. If you do not have a screwdriver, you need to feel all the slot. If you do not have a screwdriver, get you a chisel of some sort. If you have to grind it down just slightly or whatever you got to do to make sure it fits in there tightly and it fits all the way across, preferably sticking out a little bit on each side. Put a little bit of heat on there and it'll screw right out. It'll come right out of there. Trust me, I learned that the hard way from experience. If I'd have heated those, I'm sure they would have came out. Now, that's one of the things. Now you know. Clean all your passages out. I've already did this. I'm not going to waste any more starter fluid on it. Clean all your passages out. Make sure those are free and clear. Make sure your that's basically an injector, basically. It's like a fuel injector. But anyway, make sure that's free. Everything's clear. Set this back on it. What I was hoping I was going to find on this float when I took it apart was some bright, shiny wear spots on it, on the corner somewhere, in which I did not. It's not, there's nothing in it. There's no hole in it. That's a common thing too. Check your brass floats, make sure they don't have a hole in it. The hole, it's not gonna float, it's gonna sink. And when it sinks, your carburetor is gonna overflow and all your gas is gonna run on the ground and fill your engine up, fill your cylinders up, fill up everything. Anyway, that's not the case. I tweaked it a little bit. I don't think I fixed it. I really don't. Because I don't know why this carburetor was steadily leaking. I have no idea. I replaced that seal. It's not leaking when you put it together. You blow in it, it's sealed tight. I tweaked it ever so slightly. I'm gonna try it. I don't believe I fixed it. But you blow it, make sure all your passages is clear. Check your float, make sure it's not a hole in it. Check bright shiny spots on your corners. That's where you're gonna have. That would be rubbing the housing in here. It'd be rubbing inside of here, and be snagging up and not closing back, and not floating back up when the gas fills it up. Whichever side if it's rubbing on the inside, I always set the carburetor back on like this from the. Just like that, and let it go together real easily. Put your screws back in. And I hand the phone to my wife. I'm not sure. She's a few feet away. I'm not sure how my sound's gonna be because my little microphone piece is dead. I'm gonna tighten these screws up real quick and I'm gonna show you how I check it to see if it's leaking or not. I don't think I fixed it. Two different sets of needle seats I'm gonna put in there. Still leaks. So I don't believe it's fixed. We're gonna see. So I did tweak it a little bit. I done robbed a screw out of this and put it in something else, but I get another screw and put it in if I put it together. Carburetor ran great. It ran great. It just ever so off. Sometimes it would do it every time you cut it off. You tap on it, it'll quit. Sometimes it wouldn't quit. You'd take. And finally got so frustrating, I just put an Amazon carburetor on there for 40 bucks. The only problem with that Amazon carburetor is when it's cold, it's it's bad at a full throttle, and I can't stand that. This is how I check it for leaks. With it down, you should be able to blow in it. You gotta be able to blow in it, be getting gas in the carburetor. People are gonna probably frown on that. You put your mouth where the gas goes. It's not gonna hurt you. Don't swallow it. Doing 20 years now. I was a little teenager. Doing pretty well. Flip it over. Seal. Sometimes I'll shake it around. Sometimes I'll shake it around a little bit and try it again to make sure it's not snagging. It's sealed. I don't understand why this thing is I tweaked it. I'll try it. So I tweaked it some. We'll try it, see what happens. Replaced the throttle rod, O-rings and all in that a while back. I don't know. That's how you take them apart. That's how you take them apart and you clean them. Make sure your passage is clear. Take your Dremel tools, your wire brush, polish it up. Polish the bowl. Polish the bowl up on it. Get everything out the bowl. Make sure your passage is clear. Your kit should come with a new rod with your O-rings in there. Needle and seat. Bowl gasket. And your rest of your little O-rings that goes in there. Well, your little with the gaskets. You may It's a gasket on the end of that screw. Nothing to it. I just I just knew that the float was rubbing the housing, but it don't look like it's rubbing. I may try to buy another needle and seat and try that. The Carter carburetor isn't nowhere near as popular as the Marvel and the Zeniths. I think the Zenith was supposed to be pretty much top of the line. That's a $400 carburetor. So we're gonna try this one more time. That Amazon one just gets on my nerves going down the road with it. It don't bother me none. It don't bother me none while I'm actually using the tractor. It's mainly going down the road where it wants to huckabuck going down the road. I can't. I hate that. You watch one of my videos I took going down the highway with it. You see it was huckabucking going down the highway. You back the throttle off, it'll quit. Anyway, if you have any questions, put them in the comments.